Okay, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad there's so many people here. So who's never been to meditation with us before? Nobody, just one. Yay, welcome. How'd you find out about us?
Just social media.
Nice.
I used to be here a couple years ago.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that you're back and I'm glad you're coming to this. So this month is Rebirth, and it's kind of an important thing. I'm going to repeat this often until we all get it, okay? So, because I think it's an important concept. Every single day is an opportunity for rebirth, okay? So every single day. And when you wake up, it's like, I can be brand new. I can start all over again. I can forget about the past. Now, we have this thing called karma, and it's such an interesting boomerang, right? That's how I think of karma. I think of it as like a big boomerang. I act, I throw something out there, I throw an energetic thing out there, and it comes back to me. It gathers speed, it gathers velocity, depending on what it is that we've done. And so when I say that every day is a good day for rebirth, remind yourself as you go into the new day that you want the boomerang that's coming back to you to bring good things, okay? That will help you to kind of keep that momentum clear and the energy high, which brings me to another point. So I want to talk a little bit about how important it is for us to have practices, okay? So we are vibrational beings. We are vibrational beings. That's what we are. We are vibrations, tones, and frequencies. Vibrations, tones, and frequencies. If you look at anything under a high-powered microscope, you're just going to see things vibrating. That's it, right? So, and then I've talked about this over the years many, many times. You have an egg, you break the egg onto a hot frying pan. It goes from being clear and white. The proteins come together and it causes it to form together. And now it's white and it's solid, okay? That's kind of us, all right? So we're obviously, we would like to think we're more complex than an egg, and that's fine, we can think that. And so the vibration that's holding us together, right? The energy that's holding us together. Now, we have another part of this, which is what affects our vibrational frequency, what affects our field, if you will. And a lot of it is our own stinking thoughts, and it's kind of a bummer. We have been programmed from the moment of conception until 7 years of age. Whatever was happening to your mom at the moment of conception left an imprint on you, if it is negative. So if that poor woman was under duress in some way, that's going to leave an imprint on that baby of how scary the world is, okay? If it's a loving union, super cool, right? If it's obligatory, it's going to leave another imprint. So these things leave imprints. Then you have the 9 months of gestation. And so during that 9 months of gestation, whatever the mother is going through, the child is going through in real time. And that starts to become the beginning foundation of what the world is like, right? It's all perception. It doesn't mean it's real. And we could argue it until we're purple in the face to that human as an adult, but their perception is that, right? Then you have their birth. Whatever happens to that baby during the birthing will leave an imprint on them. If that is a difficult birth, they will think that the world is hard because coming into the world was hard, okay? If they pop out really easy, things usually just come easy for them. Not in a bragging way, but it's like sports are easy, schoolwork's pretty good, stuff like that, okay? Then you have the first 7 years of life. Whatever that child is going through and what they're exposed to for that first 7 years of life is crucial. That is when they develop all of their perceptions about how the world works. Because their brain is real malleable at that point in time. You're actually in a theta brainwave state, so your brain is a computer that's being programmed by the world around you. So if you are told that children are to be seen and not heard, that girls are to be cute and pretty and quiet and sweet, and boys can be loud and rambunctious. All of these little indoctrinating things, right, that just show up all the time. Those become your belief structure. And so you have to work against that as you go out into the world. Why are we set up that way? We're set up that way because we are tribal by nature. If you look around this room, we're like a little tribe. But we also need to fit into the tribe. It's dangerous if we don't fit into the tribe. If we don't fit into the tribe, I'm not going to have food. I'm not going to have shelter. We're very interdependent creatures. We have to have other humans, right? I'm good at this. So I like the idea of a commune, so beautiful, right? Who's the farmer? Who's the candlestick maker? Who's the baker, right? Like we can do that, right? But that's why it's important for us to be able to be a part of the tribe. So this is why from the moment of conception to 7 years old is really a delicate time. And then we're human. You know, there are stupid books out there, what to expect when you're expecting, what to expect in the first few years. Like nobody really knows what they're doing. It is just like, we're just doing the best we can. And so we don't do everything perfect. We live in a weird society, you know, where, and I say weird, it's what I mean by that is it's not ancient, right? Ancient societies probably made a little bit more sense, right? Because they didn't have the distractions that we all have now, right? We have to have a car, we have to have the mortgage, we have to have this, groceries are expensive. You know what I mean? I always think about that song, got bills to pay, we got mouths to feed, there ain't no rest for the wicked. It's just the way it is. Do you know what I mean? And so, so those things create environments sometimes that aren't conducive to raising highly enlightened beings, right? So we work hard to make sure that our vibrational frequency is set up properly now, because we're adults and we choose to live consciously. All right, so I gave you all that background so that we could see how important it is that we live intentionally and consciously now. When we don't have a dedicated practice in our life, it makes us actually very susceptible. I want you to think of it like an immune system. I want you to think of it like taking vitamins, things like that, okay? Drinking enough water. You know, these things that we know we should do, right? Get your vitamin D, go for a walk every day, brush your teeth every day, don't forget to floss, you know, da 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 da. We've got these things that are hygiene things that help us to be stronger and help keep our bodies safe, right? And so our teeth don't rot out of our head, or so that we don't dehydrate and fall over, you know, blah, 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 whatever the case may be, right? Now, when we think of our spiritual center, that spiritual center is actually very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. Now, this is the last energetic lesson for the day, and then we'll go into our meditation. But I want you to understand where all of this is coming from. We have 4 fields, okay? And if you can measure this with your own body so you know where it's at. So from here to here on my hand, my body, my field. From here to here, that's my physical field. And then from here to here, that's my mental field. And then from here to here is my emotional field. And then from here to the very ends of my fingertips is my spiritual field. So that means that I have this little bubble that goes all the way around my body from to the tips of my fingers when I extend my hand out like this. I have the ability to be able to expand my aura, but my spiritual field stays the same in that same range. Now, as above, so below. So whatever you see on the outside, there's a mirror of that on the inside. So you think of it going on the inside, right? And then that's when you think of like the micro, the macro, and the micro, okay? The big and then the little, the quantum, if you will. Now, that spiritual field going out that way or coming back inside of me, coming this way, is actually quite susceptible to bad frequencies, okay? Negative frequencies. And the only way that we can really protect ourselves from negative frequencies is practices, okay? Like brushing your teeth. So I don't care what your practice is. I have a friend, I'm not Catholic, I was raised Catholic, but I'm not Catholic anymore. And she does the rosary. And that works perfectly to keep her vibrational frequency in alignment. Does that mean that everybody needs to become Catholic? No, that's not what that means. It means that her intention is set in a way that when she does her rosary, it automatically raises her vibrational frequency, which makes her stronger, more bulletproof. And especially if you do these things without judgment, I would say absolutely that's a requirement, is to do these things without judgment. So we do need to have a very vanilla perspective on things. So what's good for me doesn't mean that it's good for Alex, doesn't mean it's good for anybody else, okay? It means that's good for me, and I need to be okay with that. So, potato to potato type of a thing, okay? So if you are somebody who prays on a regular basis, if you're somebody who does mantras on a regular basis, if you do anything, as I work with people in my office, I can tell when people, especially people that were raised in a very specific religion and they had deep practices growing up, it's almost like their soul requires that of them somehow, because it was in that indoctrination time from conception to 7. Do you understand? So you have to find something that vibrates right for you, okay? And religious trauma is a real thing. People have been affected by negative things with religion growing up. That's very, very real, and I'm very sensitive to that. So I never say you have to go back to blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? I was raised Catholic. I'm not going to become a Catholic again. I love the Pope. I was LDS for a long time. A prophet's great guy. That's not me right now, right? So this incarnation, what I am today, who sits before you today, is an accumulation of those beautiful things. But I am not that, and that's okay. But I have practices. I meditate every day uninterruptedly. That is something that I absolutely have to do. It raises my vibrational frequency. I study different ancient texts. Okay, those things are important to me. I'm feeding that. When you do that, you create a barrier around yourself, high vibrational barrier. That's what keeps you safe. Okay, I don't want to use scary words like safe or vulnerable, but it's kind of true. Okay, protected, absolutely. It keeps you protected from anything that's like a bummer energy. We don't want bummer energy. Okay. So tonight, when we go, and everybody loves "Oh Money Paid Me Home." Like when we chant "Oh Money Paid Me Home," it's so yummy, right? Just do it in your car. Pick a time of day that you have that you know that your life is pretty repetitive. Pick that time to do whatever the practice is, okay? Because time is also important in this. So I do this, I get up early every day so that I can do this, XYZ, whatever it is. I pray, I do a mantra, my girlfriend, she does the rosary, whatever it is, okay? So that it is consistent. Remember, we are set up on a circadian rhythm. And so like everybody's liver, you know how everybody wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning? Your liver, according to Chinese medicine, your liver is cleansing at 3 o'clock in the morning. Pretty consistently. So when we get up to pee, your body's just kind of getting rid of a bunch of excess, Sometimes you can sleep through it, sometimes you can't. So sometimes people can call that the angel watching time, right? And I'm definitely not refuting that at all, but your liver is also very involved, okay? And so your body is set up on a clock to answer certain calls. So we need to be consistent with what we do. We show up here every week at the same time, and we have this meditation class, okay? This is my topic for you guys for Rebirth tonight. I want you to envision yourself being consistent in a practice, and then what your life will look like being consistent in that practice for a month, 6 months, a year, whatever the case may be, okay? Misty, you are one of my favorite examples of that because you come here so consistently. Rob, same thing. watching you guys change your lives. Do you know what I mean? Over the years that you've been coming here, because you're consistent.
3 years in July.
Yep, 3 years, right? And Rob's been coming here for 2. Yep. And so, and then there's, it doesn't mean you guys are bulletproof. It doesn't mean you never have a crappy day. It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still have crappy days. You still have stuff. We're human. Like, it doesn't mean they walk on water. Trust me. I know them. They don't. Okay. And thank God. So, but they have tools that have raised their vibration because of the consistency with the effort of their life. Okay? So, and you guys, oh shoot, you guys who come here on a regular basis, you all have that too. Okay? We all do. We all have the capability for it, and we all vacillate. We all fall short. We all get back on the horse, but this is why we build these tools. Okay? So tonight, we insulate our spiritual field. Everybody sit up nice and tall. And close your eyes. Do whatever feels right with your hands, whether it's chin mudra or in a cupping position, you know, whatever feels good. And just dial into your breathing. Just feeling the inhale and the exhale for a little bit. So as you feel your body settle in to the seat beneath you, being aware of the feeling of the breath coming in and out of your nose. Being aware of the feeling of your lungs and your diaphragm, the expansion, the contraction, nice and smooth and rhythmically. If it's available to you, I want you to bring that imaginary gaze point up to your third eye with your eyes closed. I'd like you to start to be aware of your heartbeat. For those of you that have been meditating with me for a long time, you should be able to access it pretty quickly. If not, I encourage you to find it wherever you can find it. Oftentimes people can find it in their neck first, or their ears, and then follow it down into the center of your body and your chest where your heart is.
Now your heart has a frequency, and we're going to follow that frequency over to the center of our chest. So it's almost as if you can imagine that the beating of your heart is coming from the center of your chest. We will affectionately call this your heart center. This will be the core of your spiritual frequency, the field that we discussed. So you can feel the expansion of that. You can feel it almost as if it's beating throughout your entire chest cavity. I'd like you to picture, imagine, or think about a brilliant white light in that spot. From this spot, just imagine that it can go in two directions, from the top and the bottom. And we'll start going up from that spot in the center of your chest. Imagine a light going straight up past your throat, through the center of your head, to the crown of your head. And let that just hang out there for a minute. Now we'll allow light to go down from that same point in your heart, down through the body, past your abdomen, inside your body, to the tip of your tailbone. Hold that image in your mind, from the light going in two directions, one up and one down, starting from your heart. Now we discussed that the spiritual field is around your body from the length of the tips of your fingers. So I'd encourage you now to imagine that that light can go through the crown of your head and down through the tip of the tailbone. And it's going to create a field around your body. It looks like an apple. And it's going to go around you so that the circles will meet each other from the top to the bottom. A trimordial field all the way around your whole body. So you can feel that spiritual field starting from the center of your chest. And then cascading up and down and around the body, an arm's length distance. So now that you've connected with that and you're aware of it, and you know it's in place, go back to the center of your chest again from the beginning stages of this. Allow yourself to imagine that light, bright, as if you're staring deeply into it. This is your spiritual practice, your choice for your vibration, for not just your field, but your body. Your trajectory. If you choose to make a commitment to that part of you, that you will honor it and be aware of it and nurture it as you stare into it, and then just hold that image for the next little bit. Start connecting with your breathing again, your inhales and your exhales. can bring a little movement back into your body. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. I really felt like this was an important meditation for all of us to do for a myriad of reasons. When you choose to live consciously, and what I mean by that is that you choose to take the blinders off of your eyes that have been placed upon you by those fields of perception, and you choose to take the blinders off of your eyes that are placed on us by social media, society, whatever you want to say. You are dangerous. And you're dangerous because you think for yourself. And you are susceptible to things in a different way. I've gone through times in my life where I've eaten super, super clean, and then I haven't eaten so well. And I don't know if anybody else has gone through this, but you know how like if you don't eat really good, and then you start eating clean, you kind of go through like a weird stage. And then once you eat really, really clean and you eat something crappy, you notice it like pretty quickly. And so it's almost like you become much more aware of your health, like the cleaner you treat your body, if that makes sense. It's like people who just eat like really preservative-laden food. It's like, why don't they ever get sick? Like, well, they will, but they just don't notice it as much. Do you know what I mean? It's like the healthier you are, the more aware you are of your health. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. This is the same. Okay? Your spiritual immune system. I want you to think of it like that. So I'm encouraging you guys to take care of this. We live in a time that I've been alive for, a little over 50 years. And Rob was talking about Romper Room. I remember watching that when I was little. I was on the Bozo Circus show when I was little, if anybody knows Bozo Circus show, when I grew up in Illinois. And we do not live in that world anymore. That world doesn't exist. And kids are, when we talk about the zombie apocalypse, it's just everybody's like this, right? And so we're all choosing to live consciously. It's different. It's a different vibration. It's a different frequency. And it's not the frequency that, unfortunately, we're all being saturated in. And we have to, we have to be amongst these people. We have to be around these people. These are the people that, and so you guys are the light. You guys are the light. And when you're the light, the people who actually want us to be like the zombie apocalypse are not very happy with that. And so you have to live consciously in all ways, okay? So envision your light, envision your primordial field, get it tuned up, nurture it, take care of it, okay? Make sure it's like a shining, beautiful, vibrational bubble that keeps you preserved from all the garbage that's out there. And this is a great way to do it, okay? Not that I'm the end-all be-all. I don't think that. And what I mean is it's the consistency of a practice, okay? It will take those goggles off your eyes, okay? All right, we have cool things this weekend. Quentin has a past life regression workshop. Are there any spots open? Uno, dos, really? Even with the one from, okay, those 2 spots are open for that. It's super cool. I love that thing. So if you can make it, super cool. What time is it?
2 o'clock, so we're doing 2 to 3:30.
Nice. It's nice.
In the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day, so you can go
So
home and
you'll
like.
have this amazing mystical experience, and then you'll go have dinner with your family and they'll ask how was it, and you say, I can't.
Too sacred. It was really sacred. I can't talk about it. So, then on Sunday, Amanda Cho is having a Sat Kriya, and what time is that? 2? 1. 1. Yep. So 1 to 3 or 2:30 or something like that. So those two.
That's an amazing experience.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Rob and Misty both. They're my little Kundalini bunnies, and so they love. They love the Kundalini. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, just breathe, man. It's pretty wild. It's intense. So, and then there is a Reiki attunement this month. We talked about that before. If anybody's looking to get Reiki attuned, please ask me questions. I can answer anything for you, any questions that you have on that. And then a lot of the things that I do here in this meditation class, I am incorporating Reiki in the sense that I want your energy centers harmonized, balanced, harmonized. It's so important, okay? So you guys don't even, like, it's happening for you. You're welcome. And so, but if you learn how to do it yourself, it's cool too, okay? And then on May 1st, we have the Sacred Light people are coming again to use their light machine and sound and a whole thing. They do a different form of Reiki. We do a Sui Reiki. They do Holy Fire Reiki. I think it's kind of cool to be able to experiment with different forms of energy work. So they're welcome here every year, and we're grateful that they come. So that's awesome too. And tickets for that are still, what's that? Holy Fire Reiki, yeah. So, okay, everybody, I'll see y'all next week. Thank you.